And good evening to everyone. It is time once again for the podcast, The Recap from Mercury, in which we recap what happened on The Witch from Mercury. My name is Scott Walker.
I'm Jetman025. And
And,
before we even started talking, Otaku Builder was nice and threw us a 10. Thank you, Otaku Builder. You are appreciated.
$10. Thank you very much. Speaking of $10, we gotta thank our sponsor, rightstuff.com. And this week we're gonna hype up in honor of our girl, our gremlin Sophie, the Lfrith high grade kit. And you know what it comes with? High grade stuff. You know, big gun, big shield, couple of beam sabers. It's still in pre-order right now as far as right stuff is concerned. So you should be able to get that, because I hear the high-grade Witch from Mercury line might be the most successful line of this century.
Yeah. They're making some money with this thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm hearing. That is what I am hearing about this. Also, what I'm hearing is that this episode is once again directed by three people. Shinosuke Ito, who you will remember for doing boards and eps on Mob Psycho 100. Kohei Kuratomi, who did boards and eps on Aikatsu Friends, Blue Lock, and Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? And Kosuke Shinatori, who did Birdie Wing, which is a golf show, but it's really a Gundam show. It's a Gundam show, but they're pretending it's about golf to trick you. It also has vampires and the mafia and lesbianism.
Okay, I'm just still lost, and it's bad. Is it bad to pick up girls in a dungeon? I was like, yeah, probably.
Yeah. And this episode was written by Yasuhiro Nakanashi, who you remember as having written last episode. And
he's a busy guy.
He's busy. We pick up right where we left off in the scene with in the post credits with Prospera explaining Quiet Zero to Miorine, explaining that it will solve all war. It will create peace somehow.
Well, that's just it. I thought they were gonna drag this out. In fact, that's gonna be the theme of this episode. Things you thought were going to take 2 or 3 episodes or 4 or 5 episodes or maybe the whole season to explain. No, we're going through it all right now. Here we go.
Oh, Code Geass would have taken 5 episodes to get this far. 5 episodes.
At minimum.
Yeah.
In fact, most Gundam series would have taken 5 episodes at minimum to get this far. They clear a lot off the board here.
They
They're
really...
explaining basically what Quiet Zero does and how it defeats all war. I was kind of right. And last week I said it was going to be a machine so powerful it just overwhelms everyone. I thought it was going to be that white thing that we still haven't seen yet. No, it turns out no, it's the Ariel the whole time. It basically does a unicorn hack in that it takes over the funnels, except it's much more wide-reaching as it takes over all the suits.
Yep.
So yeah, if this works in theory, it can send out a data storm, take over every suit on the battlefield, and shut them all down. War's over.
That's it. It just spins it down. Like, we've seen her pause bits. We've seen her jack mobile suits. We've seen her just shut down things. And Prospera figures Quiet Zero can do that, but bigger. We then get the opening credits.
Which I still don't care about.
It's all right. So we are then... We come back to the school festival. It's open house day, and
Goat's back.
Goat's back, and apparently
we find out
Technologies.
Yeah,
Gundam Tech cannot manage to give away a good booth freebie. No reusable bag. No little stress ball. No pens. You get goat milk, freshly tapped goat milk. And everyone reacts like it's alien.
Right. It doesn't taste that much different from regular cow milk.
I mean, I
I mean, you
really
can tell
like
there's a
goat.
difference, but it's not like vile.
I really like goat cheese, and I
Yeah.
mean, these people are from space. Who knows how much dairy they really eat?
Mm.
Not a lot of room for cows on the moon.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the cows on the moon. Oh, sorry, what?
never mind that.
We
Nika,
carry a harpoon. I'll stop now.
yeah. We cut to Nika and Soletta. Nika explains her backstory, where she worked in a sweatshop, and
Hmm.
how she kind of assumed that Soletta was a lot closer to her lived experience. And she kind of dodges the part where she is a space criminal. She dodges
Mm.
that part. Does not
Details,
confess.
details. I do like. I mean, they get to it a little bit more later, but Sophie is obviously messed up. But I thought she was like more psychotic messed up. It's like, no, she's just had a really hard life, and she wants simplicity. Her goal is no, 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 no. You'll be my big sister. I'll be happy. I get to play video games, read comics, watch cartoons, and just chit and have a good time. Like that's not exactly a high goal, but considering the life she's led, she'll take what she can get.
Yeah. LN5 shows up, and he does not give anyone personal space. He does not.
No, the Elon
Sent.
Model 5 is creepy.
He does not understand boundaries. He does not.
He tries to put the moves on Soletta, and he's horror blocked.
Just Haro to the back of the head. You see a guy violating a lady's personal space, you throw a Haro at him.
Just chuck a horror at him.
That's
And
that's
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 super
how you
heavy,
do it.
apparently, because was that super heavy and it didn't hurt him? Like he just got
Yeah,
ow! What the hell?
yeah. I imagine Haros are a bit more dense.
It's just kind of like somebody hit him with a beach ball. Like, hey, what the hell?
Yeah, like aren't these things like basically like I imagine it weighs as much as a laptop, like a good laptop, right?
Yeah, and it
Gotta
wasn't
be
like
like 8 pounds,
I,
8 pounds
I
maybe.
think things must way different in space. But anyway,
We also
uh,
find out that Noria and Elon are kind of in cahoots. They like he may have agreed to pass off his phone so she could get into the Fair Act. And
mm,
heck with it, I ship it. I ship it. They're both creepy assholes.
mm, uh, what was I going to say? Oh, I like the line. And I don't know why this. I like this line. Is Sophie's like, you can be my big sister. You can be with me. You can be with me. Now she doesn't mean romantically, but Soletta's like, I'm sorry, I have a bride. She's like, who? I have a bride. I'm waiting for Miss Meterine to come back. She's like, oh, well, if I kill her, then you can be my sister, right? I'm like, that's your first solution to the problem, huh?
Yeah,
She's a
yeah,
very direct person.
yeah. Like it's like if I win this duel, you have to adopt me, and also I'll kill your wife because
That way, it makes it easier for you to adopt me, doesn't it?
yeah,
Well, it's very, it's very okay. What is stopping me from getting what I want? Her. Okay, well, if I kill her, she's not there no more, is she?
I mean, Peru one tried to pull the same thing. Tried to murder
Yeah.
Lena with a big old pole.
Well, she's got a little more than a pole.
Yeah.
Um, they start the battle royal.
Yeah. Yep.
It's exactly what it sounds like. Everybody's in, and it immediately shows up. Everyone's like, "Okay, we're gonna team up, get the holder, and then we'll worry about it after that.
Yeah.
Take out the
Just
Gundam."
dogpile on the biggest guy. We'll square off with who's left. We see a couple people from Jetter, a couple people from Grassley roll out. We get a few randos that I guess are affiliated with Pale that we haven't seen before. We get Renee
But
versus
yeah,
Felsi. It's a rivalry.
yeah, but it's basically Ariel or the Ariel, the Ferris Act, and Choo Choo and her dummy trainer. But we see that Choo Choo even is a little impacted by the whole, almost getting blown up thing because she's a little shell shocked when she starts firing. She starts flashing back
She's a
to
little shy,
the,
little shy,
the
little,
port.
little gun shy.
Yeah, well, after the almost getting blown up, that can happen.
We also see something very important. Cecilia is standing up. This has only happened twice. This has only happened
Mm.
twice. We also see the brown-haired girl who was bullying Choo Choo. We still have
Still
not
haven't seen
seen
the
the
other one.
blue-haired girl who was bullying Choo Choo.
Still on the stairs.
She we have not seen
Which
her since getting knocked out. That woman is dead. She is dead. That's what happened to her.
I said she was still on the stairs. I didn't say she was still alive, especially after this episode.
No, definitely dead now. Yeah.
So Sophie shows up,
Yeah, well,
and she shows up in her Gundam.
we get a scene where Zanelli is overseeing this whole thing, and we get a little bit of one more thing I wanted to point out. Yeah, Elan just is not in this. He's not in this to put effort in. He's not trying. It's not his job to
I don't know.
try
He's
right now.
he's helping. I mean, he's not out there giving it his all, but he's also not slacking off. He's like, okay, I'll stop you from hurting Selena. I'll stop you from doing what you want to do. I'm having a little fun, and you can shut the hell up.
Yeah, and I
he's not going full bore.
Yeah, no, he's not even rocking bits in this. What is interesting is that we have Elon 4, who used the Thoract with a sniper rifle, and Elon 5, the identical replacement, using 2 pistols. I wrote that reminds me of a couple of boys, doesn't it?
Okay, I suppose that kind of narrows that down.
Yeah,
but yes,
little shout out to Double O. Little shout out to Double O.
But we're gonna resell that Farasek this time with 2 guns instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Also gonna do that, and then terrorism occurs. Sophie and Norea just pop out of the goddamn walls.
And I forget his name, but Bob's brother.
Yeah.
He's the new head of the family, although he's not official until this is over. So he's like, okay, this is my last battle. Then I become the head of the corporation. We're going to take out the Gundam before I go. Sophie takes the Gatling gun, the heavy arm style Gatling gun, shoves it into the Gundam's face.
Yeah, just jams it into the Delim's head, and he's out.
And pounds it in the ground like, wow. Then starts flying, goes out the center, and just starts shooting the machine gun, and you can see it starts damaging the colony almost immediately. And the girl up in the booth is just like, wait, what? What? She immediately clocks, that's live ammunition. The colony's not built for... What do we do?
This is what are we supposed to do? And Roji, who has not done much, has apparently been competent this whole time and just didn't get a chance to talk. He puts it together. It's like, oh yeah, those aren't cleared. They're going to do damage to the colony. We need to evacuate. Everyone.
Well, it's just I love the status quo change. We're the top dogs. We're the head of the corporations. We are the kings of this particular castle. The colony's getting shut up. Oh no!
we got to do stuff.
So, suddenly, your place and your rank and your overall standing in the school means a whole lot of diddly squat, doesn't it?
Yeah. It is at this point that G-bits from Gundam X just pop out of the ground like daisies.
Yeah.
Who could have planted those?
Yeah. I'll get to that in a second. I would like to point out that they take a pot shot at Choo Choo, and she dodges it, and she's like, "You're aiming for the cockpit. What are you doing?" I'm like, you suddenly get the good sense, like, no.
They're doing terrorism.
You suddenly get the sense of, like, this has all been a game to them.
Yeah.
This whole thing has been a game. And Sophie does such a great job pointing it out to this episode. They keep saying, no, Gundams are here to protect people. You're piloting a giant mech with weapons of death.
Yeah.
She goes, no, this is to the safety and this is for joy and happiness in the world. You are piloting a war machine. Stop it.
It is a murderous tool. A tool for the murders.
You are in a killing machine. It's not a happy thing. Stop pretending that it is. At least I know what I'm piloting. A killing machine.
Yeah.
And yes, then she calls up they called it Gundovas.
Yeah, Gundvolvas.
Yeah.
Gundvolvas.
I don't have, but yeah, you're right. That is straight out of Gundam X.
Yeah.
She even calls them the bits.
Yeah.
But like you said, they were underground this whole time, or they somehow smuggled them in the dead of night. Nobody noticed the bulldozers burying Gundams.
Who could have planted those? We're
I'm
all
just saying,
looking
it's like,
for who did that.
one of two things. Like, they've been in there since day one, or they were somehow able to smuggle them in and bury them while no one was paying attention
I think
in the
Shadiq
most
could swing
expensive
that.
school in the solar system.
Yeah, Shadiq
With
could have
some of the
swung
richest
it. Shadiq
people
could have swung it.
alive.
Yep.
With 24-hour security. Maybe they just suck at their job. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So at this point, we see a bunch of chaos erupt. Everyone's getting shot, and we start cutting back to a conversation back and forth between this and a conversation between Prospera and Belle, where
Okay, yeah.
we find out for real that Barry, the 4-year-old from the prologue, is stuck inside the aerial Gundam. The mechanics are not clear, but her brain is inside the robot. And I want to pause here. Yes, you were all right. It was interesting when you first said it. And it got more interesting as little details came together. But a lot of you looked really crazy trying to prove it. And you're not looking good now that you've won. Some of you are bad winners.
On the internet? No.
Yeah, I know. It was interesting.
Yeah.
I was willing to hear you out, but then you made it weird. You made it weird, guys.
Again, on the internet. No.
Yeah.
But yes,
you can just let the show comes out every week. You can just let it happen.
Yes, but yes, well, they didn't exactly make the hints subtle. I mean, they were so over in our face, we kept thinking, okay, they're just messing with this. This is too obvious. No, they were just being really obvious. This area is aerial. It's been that way the whole time. All the not so subtle clues they've been dropping for us. No, I expected this to happen. I did not expect it now in episode 2 of season 2. I'm like, this is all happening now.
The show is popping fast.
It's like, yeah, like I had a whole list of things we're going to find out in season 2. Like, I'm sitting there going, check, and check. Holy crap, check.
And it is at this point, so as we're going back and forth, we see people get blown up. We see some commandos try to rescue Zanelli, and then some counter commandos shoot those commandos and kidnap Zanelli. We see someone also tries to kidnap Nika while she's trying to call the cops.
That was one of the Grassley gals.
Yeah, one of the Grassley gals.
Yeah, because we all know that it's Grassley, the younger Grassley, who is putting this all together. It's like, no, he's. I don't know if he was explicitly responsible for the Dawn of Fold being here. Probably.
Yeah.
But he is definitely using all this chaos to his advantage. Like, okay, take out my dad. I'm in charge. Like, this has been his plan from day one. It just didn't work last season. He's getting take 2 now. And considering he works with Dawn of Fold, it's probably him and the Dawn of Fold.
Yep, that's what's come together. Choo Choo is about to do tremendous violence to Norea, but then hears Felsi crying that her boy Lauda is unconscious and in an non-operational mobile suit, and she does the right thing angrily.
I thought that was interesting. I thought Choo Choo would just be like, "Sucks for you."
No, she does a heroism,
and she saves the person she might hate the most, the rich, upper class Spatian who looks at Earthers as the crap beneath their toes. Like, all right, interesting, Choo Choo. I didn't think you'd take that route, but fair enough.
Here we are with that.
But yeah. Meanwhile, the Ariel pops up and starts going after Sophie, and she starts doing, let's call it what it is. She starts doing Quiet Zero.
Yeah.
We've seen that field grow, slowly. Started off just the first time she used it, we saw it was against the Ferrosac. That's how she shut it down. Now it all makes perfect sense. How did she shut down the Ferrosac? She can shut down whatever suit she wants.
Yeah, she shut down she overcame the bubbles in the five-way fight, and now we see her they get knocked into space. She knocks out the gun vulvas, a name that Quattro Bagina would be very proud of.
I always thought it was gun wolves, but gun vulva sounds dirtier, so that's probably right.
I I think I would have to check the pre-order page on a different website than our sponsors to see how they're localizing it on the box, but I think the
Gun
subtitle
vulva.
said gun vulva.
Yeah. Well, if it is gun vulva, right now you're like you said, Quattro Bagina is sitting back with his shades, just raising a glass, like, well done.
Well done. Uh, and Sophie just is sitting there, Sophie just wants to fight to earn things that make her feel normal. She wants a family. She
Yeah.
wants to have a real bed, and it's sad that it's like, yeah, all I want, I will do murder for comics and for stuffed animals and to feel normal.
Well, if that's something you always wanted, never got,
Yeah.
and especially if you've gotten a taste of it, it's like over the past day, she learned what it's like to have an older sister. She got to play around. She got to eat junk food. She got to play in a school. She had a friggin' ball.
She got to steal an electric scooter and do a bunch of tricks on the stairs. There were
Right.
people on those stairs. It wasn't safe.
Kids doing unsafe things. Who would ever thought of something?
She got to throw a harrow at a sexual harassment man.
Yes. She had fun.
She got
Now,
to
now you tell her essentially, okay, you can keep this for the rest of your life if you win.
Yep.
If you don't, we're going back to the way it was. And she pushes it as far as it can and a little farther. She goes to, what was it, level 4 again?
She hits level 4 for his death.
She lets level 4, and like I said last time, it hurts her so bad, but she does it. But she tries to push it even farther to fight the aerial. She tries to go one step beyond, and it kills her.
Yeah.
We don't see her go scanners, but I think that's what happened.
Like, yeah.
And Ari, I think one of two things: either Ariel really did just kill her, or Nerea shows up and says, "You didn't kill her. She killed herself trying to fight you." Maybe Nerea is just lying to her, but I think the Ariel just, it's like, "No, you're not going to move," and she kept fighting back, fighting. You're not moving. Fight back, fight back. You're still not moving. Fight, fight, boom. I told you weren't moving.
Yeah. Like Ari pushed back, and Ari won.
And yeah, if you run headlong into a brick wall to try and knock it down, the brick wall's going to win.
And then the cops finally show up. It turns out that Marty did call tattle on Nika, and the episode kind of winds down as everyone's under investigation now. We don't know what's going to go on or what's going to go forward. And I suspect episode 3 will be even wilder.
Where do we go from here, honestly?
Well, I think
we've every point we thought we were going to hit in season 2, we just hit them all in episode 2.
Well, I think at this point, like, Suletta goes to prison, and that's where she meets Mio, and they have to hash out, their standing stuff.
Has Suletta done anything illegal?
Not yet. I don't think.
I don't think so. Now, my girl Mika, she is 100% going to prison.
Oh yeah, Nika's
she
going to
is
space
an
jail.
accessory to terrorism.
Yeah,
accessory to terrorism. Marty might be going to space jail as an accessory to terrorism. Most of Earth House might be going to accessory. I don't think so. I think it's just Mika.
Like Nika cop a plea to keep everyone safe. She's that good a person, and there's still.
But does she give up her foster father?
I don't know, and I think he maybe tries to blow up space jail to keep everyone quiet.
Maybe he tries to break her out.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know I'm getting obscure here, but there's a new side story manga that's coming out, and the doctor, or essentially the head scientist in that story manga, looks a hell of a lot like Mika. Is that side story taking place in the future or the past?
Yeah. We could see Delling wake up. Maybe that adds something to the mix. We could see we this
Bob.
they could leave us just they could leave this whole thing full stop for an episode and give us Bob's day. Let us
Yeah.
know how Bob's doing.
The only thing that didn't get answered in this episode that was on my list, or at least big things, witch hunters, still haven't made an appearance yet.
Yeah, the Cathedra guys have not popped up.
But if you're right, and they just said, okay, you're under arrest, and the Earth House gang has to book it with Ariel and Cell, who do they send to hunt down the Gundam?
Yeah, exactly.
This could be a chase the rest of the series, like Mika and the gang running from the witch hunters, and Midori on the sidelines trying to figure out what the hell to do.
We could get that. Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of the most interesting episodes of any Gundam series because not because it didn't like surprise me. A lot of the things that happened in this episode, I thought would happen. I didn't think they would happen here at this point in the season.
Again, this is happening a lot faster than we thought, and that does lead me to believe that we might not get a third core of this. It might just be a 25 episode show.
If they're making as much money as we hear they are, that ain't happening.
Okay, 25 in a movie, maybe? 25 in a movie?
I think they're. Let's put it this way: whatever the original plan was, if they're really making as much money as I've heard and you've heard, they're going to milk this cow a little longer.
Yeah. But I guess
the
we
people
got,
who write. Go ahead.
well, we just gotta wait and find out. I think it's you know what, new episode Sunday. We'll be streaming on Wednesday, and we'll have more to say.
But the one thing that's holding true about this series: don't bother predicting anything. Just don't. Even the stuff that you know is going to come true, like, look, we all know probably Aerie was Ariel.
Yeah.
The only thing we couldn't figure out is like, why are they being so obvious about it? It's like, but I thought, okay, at some point they're going to just reveal this is really what's happening. But now, at episode 2 in season 2, we've still got a lot more to go this season. What?
Yeah. So again, brought to you by Right Stuff and the high grade 1/144th scale Lfrith. It's a high grade. It's up for pre-order right now. Get it while you can. Link in the description so they know I sent you, because that just feeds us a little cash. Again, thank you to Otaku Builder for super chatting us for $10, and we will see you next time. In the meantime, tell a friend.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.